going on, people? It's your boy Bros Tats in this bitch. You already know. 6-7 months back, maybe even longer, I did my 4K Blu-ray collection. I thought now was a great time to do a phase 2 of this bitch. But I will say, I don't have all my 4K Blu-rays with me right now. I'm about 20 less. But it doesn't matter, because there's no way I could have done all of this in one video anyway. I got quite a few here, so let's get on with phase 2. Oblivion. Good film. I enjoyed it. A bit mindfucky, but decent movie. Trippy as hell, decent movie. Unfortunately, the transfer wasn't really much better than the Blu-ray. I keep it real with you. This should have made my most disappointing list because I was expecting a lot more from this in terms of sharpness. I don't know, I was expecting it to look a lot better than it did, and in all honesty, the Blu-ray was so stellar anyway, and it's just a shame that this didn't really do much more. I don't know why they couldn't have called it like Now You See Me Again, or Now You Found Me, bitch. They could have called this movie a number of things, but god damn, they had to stick with Now You See Me too. They're trying to be all, I don't know, simple. The second movie was a bit more far-fetched, but I did like it. In terms of the transfer itself, it was decent. There was an uptick in quality, but it wasn't much of an uptick. It was alright. I feel as though I'm the only one who loved this movie. Everyone hating this movie. The Wachowski brothers, well, is it a Wachowski brother and sister now? Ever since the sex change, I'm telling you people, they've taken a turn for the worse. Their directing being suspect at best. But in any case, this movie was actually pretty good. A little anticlimactic, and the 3D of this was really good. The 4K Blu-ray is sharper. The HDR does stand out. But this 4K Blu-ray specifically is dark as a motherfucker. I don't know why, but it is. The only reason to buy this on 4K, well, there's two reasons. The main reason is Jessica Alba. God damn, Jessica Alba, baby. Nasty. That girl don't age. I'll tell you who do age though, Jason Statham. And you can see it very clearly because this transfer is beautiful. This is a gorgeous transfer. This may even be in a lot of people's top 10s. It's a really good transfer. Shame about the movie. There is one really good scene though, involving a swimming pool. Chances are, if you've seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But apart from that, it's just your typical by-the-numbers Jason Statham movie. I got all three of these movies, and the quality of the transfers just kept improving movie to movie. This is a very, very nice, crisp, sharp transfer. There's a lot of detail in this. In terms of transfer, it's one pubic hair better than Into Darkness. This movie itself, one of my favorite films. Loved it, but I think the main star of the show was the HDR. The 1080p Blu-ray is very muted colors, but this version itself is very radiant, and HDR brings out some standout moments. I can't recommend paying a premium for this, do you know what I mean? Because it's an old movie in this bitch. Wait for a discount, but decent. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Jennifer Lawrence is fine as hell, baby. Jennifer Lawrence, if you're watching this, holla at your boy. In terms of transfers, I'd say good, fantastic, a little better, a little better. These two are hand in hand. These two both are pretty much the same kind of transfers. Catching Fire, that transfer really stood out to me. I don't know why. Just very vibrant, very bold, very sharp, very detailed. Catching Fire is my favorite transfer, and they're all improvements from the Blu-ray. Is it a night and day difference? Some scenes, yeah. But generally, 4K is really all about the subtleties. You know, sometimes I like this movie, sometimes I hate this movie. It hits a lot of the beats of the original, but it's more depressing than the original. I remember watching this feeling depressed in this bitch. I don't know why. The spoiler alert. All of my favorite characters from the previous movie, they're all in some fucked up situations in this movie. It wasn't a shit movie, but it was a totally unnecessary movie. Transfer itself was actually quite disappointing. There was detail there, and it was an improvement, but I keep it real, I prefer the 3D version. It is a great movie. The acting is superb. The HDR is beautiful. The detail is beautiful. This is quite a big step up from the 1080p Blu-ray for sure. In some cases, you can maybe even see a night and day difference. Just the clarity on this is amazing. You know, you want to get 4K, you definitely want to add this one to your collection. It's a good one, people. The problem Marvel makes with these specific movies, each time they try and outdo themselves, and I think that's the problem. They try and go bigger and badder. Do you know what I mean? These movies, and it's unnecessary. There's always some big ass climax at the end, which is what we want in a movie, but I feel as though they're trying to outdo themselves. But that being said, this is a beautiful transfer, hands down, a cut above the 1080p in every way. It's beautiful. I love this movie as well. I really do. The transfer is an uptick and improvement. The real winner in this transfer is the HDR. There are some standout moments with the HDR as it relates to this movie. Really good movie. I recommend the movie probably more than I recommend the transfer, because you're going to notice the color on this. This is the first thing you're going to notice, the radiance of this movie. It's a great movie. Great movie. Great on 4K. Also great on 1080p. A lot of people won't even notice the difference. I watched this, people didn't even notice the difference. It's pretty much the same as the 1080p. Yeah, it's a little sharper. There's some pop here and there. Angels and Demons is better than Da Vinci Code in terms of the detail and the color, but they're not really huge improvements. This is a beautiful transfer. Beautiful. As a matter of fact, it's a top 5 transfer, in all honesty. Some people even got it as number 1. It is the reason you invested in 4K in the first place. You will know within the first few minutes that you're watching a 4K HDR movie. This transfer is the mutts nuts. Do you hear what I'm saying? What else does one need to say as a sales pitch for this movie? Most people don't even like the movie. They just like Kate Beckinsale in this bitch, and I don't blame you. The transfer is an uptick. It's not night and day. It's not amazing. There is a little extra detail there. It's not going to wow you, but the light shining off Kate Beckinsale's beautiful behind in that PVC may just push you over the edge in this bitch. I was not expecting to like this movie, and I love this movie. This is a great movie, people. It's a great story. Margot Robbie actually is the main reason. Let's keep it real. She is beautiful, and you know what? She even more beautiful in 4K. I said it once, I said it a million times. Margot Robbie, my top 10. Suicide Squad. They fucked up. I'll tell you why. Because there's no extended edition in the 4K version. We getting bum raped by the companies. This is some fucked up shit. No homo. But seriously, come on. As far as the movie goes, I thought it was cool. I thought it could have been a lot better, but I didn't think it was shitty. Transfer is an improvement over the Blu-ray. It's the best version of the movie you're gonna get. HDR scenes, there are some really nice standout moments. This is a subtle upgrade. Ghostbusters Answer the Call. Perhaps the dumbest title ever. I'm gonna keep it 100% real. I hated the idea of this movie. I hated the trailer, I hated everything. I saw it. I've seen it a couple of times now since my review. It's growing on me, you know that. It's really grown on me. The extended version in 4K doesn't really add to the movie, but it's got more funny bits. Across the board, Sony did a really good job with this transfer. From the 3D was top notch. The 4K is also one of the best 4Ks going. It really is a good 4K transfer. The CGI looks really good in this. It's a really strong transfer. It's definitely a noticeable improvement over the 1080p. You gotta have this to your collection, and the film was awesome. The 3D of this movie is still my favorite version. That's not to say that this 4K is a slouch though. The 4K on this is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Top 10 in a lot of people's list. It's a great 4K transfer. There's a number of scenes that really stand out, but this is one of those movies that really is a showcase for 3D and 4K. I'm really looking forward to a sequel or a prequel or whatever the fuck they do. This is a great movie, a must-have in your 4K collection. God damn. This could, in a lot of people's mind, be the new gold standard. It could be. It is that good a transfer. This transfer is beautiful. Blake Lively is also beautiful. Really, really good movie. It's enjoyable. This is a movie that takes sharks seriously in this bitch. There's nothing wrong with this movie. Great movie. The HDR, the detail, the depth, everything is A1 in this transfer. Top 3. Denzel Washington is the man. So is Chris Pratt is really good in this as well. So is Ethan Hawke in this as well. Same director as Training Day. This is Training Day Part 2, but a Western in this bitch. Actually, it's nothing like Training Day, but it's a good movie. It's a great Western. They're bringing Westerns back in this bitch. I'll tell you what else is great. The goddamn transfer. It is clear, it is beautiful, it is vibrant, it is a noticeable upgrade over the 1080p. It's a good one, people. God damn, look at this shit. The Bourne Collection. Yeah, should have called it the Boredom Collection in this bitch. Only as it relates to the transfer. You're probably expecting some great shit. This son of a bitch right here has to be the worst 4K transfer ever. That's saying something. That's saying something. This, the Bourne Identity, has zero difference from its 1080p counterpart. People, do not waste your time. And Bourne Supremacy is only a pubic hair better than Bourne Identity in terms of the transfer. Bourne Ultimatum, okay, it's a better transfer. It's decent. Bourne Legacy is also decent. It's a little better than Bourne Ultimatum. Jason Bourne is a really good transfer. The HDR is superb in this. These last three, great. Those two, I don't know what you're thinking. You're like, shit. You're probably like me thinking, damn, I can't just have three. I need the whole collection in this bitch. That's all good. But you are not going to watch the first two. You are going to put the first one in your 4K player. You're going to press play, and then you're going to check your disc to see if in fact you put the right disc in that bitch. That's how bad Bourne Identity is. My film of last year. What a great film. This film is A1. This film was a nice surprise. The acting, the direction. I love this movie. It's in a lot of people's top 10s. It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie, people. I'll tell you what else is really good about this movie as well, and that's the 4K transfer. Noticeable upgrade. The 1080p version looks great. This looks even better. I'm telling you, this is a fantastic transfer. This quite possibly could be the new gold standard, because this film, the transfer of this film is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Flawless, in fact. The only thing separating this and The Revenant, which is still a lot of people's gold standard, it feels, although it wasn't, The Revenant feels like it was shot to take advantage of 4K and HDR. It's more catered for 4K and HDR, whereas this is a drama. This is also a gold standard disc. Reference quality. Tom Hanks plays himself in every fucking movie, but we love him for it. He believable, but he Tom Hanks in this bitch. In any case, this movie is great. Transfer A1. Brass tacks, seal of approval in this bitch. I'm going to do another one in another few months, and do it again. But listen, please comment. Tell me what you guys have. What are your collections looking like? Things I commented about regarding certain 4K Blu-rays. Let me know how you feel. Tell me whether you agree, disagree. How you liking the collection? Are you thinking about 4K? Are you not thinking about 4K? Leave your comments and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. Anyway, guys, subscribe if you haven't already. I do a lot of 4K reviews. I do a lot of tech unboxings and everything of that nature. And your boy ain't bad with the reviews, do you know what I mean? So make sure you subscribe, hit the like button if you liked it, and I'll catch you guys soon.